Creating and setting up an Azure account for enterprise use might seem daunting, but I assure you, it's a process designed to empower your company's IT infrastructure. Now, Azure, developed by Microsoft, is a superb platform for building and hosting applications and services. And here's the cool part. You can start by creating a cloud that not only meets requirements but exceeds expectations for reliability, security, and scalability. So, let's dive in, grab a coffee, and set up your Azure account together. Trust me, it's not as scary as it sounds. First things first, you need a sign-up for your team. You head over to https://www.microsoft.com/n-us/azure/ and are welcomed with a clean, sleek interface, not to mention the option to sign up for a Microsoft account if you haven't got one already. Click through to the first screen and take your time. Inputting the information is pretty straightforward too. Just make sure you have accurate details because changing them later can be a bit of a pain, but hey, it's a one-time deal. Once the sign-up completes, and voila, you head straight to the Azure portal. The portal, essentially its own operating system, boots up immediately. You can't help but feel like a hacker navigating this digital space. A few clicks and there you are, at azure.microsoft.com, greeted by the familiar yet different world of Microsoft Azure. It's like having an exclusive club for cloud, but instead of club members, it's reserved for the cloud's newest allies like you. Now, time to secure our fortress, setting up the firewall rules and networking essentials. Azure Firewall, our silent guardian, blocks traffic that it doesn't recognize, which is crucial for enterprise security standards. And the fun part is setting up network connectivity, be it VPN, site-to-site, ExpressRoute, or Direct Connect. If you are a geek at heart, you might find the network pairing and routing aspects of Azure akin to putting together a complicated jigsaw puzzle. Trust me, once it's connected up with your premises, navigating the network is like being on a highway. I never forget the first step of making sure your services stay available during the odd outages and mishaps that life throws at us. Recoverability, or disaster recovery as many like to call it, brings peace of mind. Azure provides various tools to test your failovers. It's like preparing for Armageddon, with the peace of mind knowing that your data is being replicated elsewhere. When it comes to recovery, you'll appreciate the solid recovery plan, and it's not just Azure but also third-party tools that come into play here. You can set up replication, backups, and have a multi-region presence. Your data feels like it's on a plane that's traveling to Mars, yet can teleport to your office back upstairs. Now, let's secure. In the enterprise setting, security isn't an option, it's a requirement. So we deploy Azure Information Protection, Azure Key Vault to safeguard secrets, and Azure AD Identity Protection to shield your identity-related data. Integrating Azure Active Directory to unify user identities across applications isn't just a security measure, it's central to the Azure experience for your team. Then, let's tackle the resource limits. Your resources in Azure have boundaries just like our planet. Setting the right limits ensures you are not overspending while providing enough services and not a drop in the quality of your IT world. Understanding Azure's consumption and billing policies puts you in charge of your IT spend. It's like managing your household budget, but with cooler tech. Monitoring, logging, and performance. Now those are the superhero tools underpinning the resilience and reliability of Azure. Azure Monitor is your watchdog, ensuring everything is peachy from a performance standpoint. Azure Activity Log and Azure Log Analytics, they are like the forensics team, sifting through the data to uncover any sneaky issues. Azure Policy and Compliance help us ensure that our services in the cloud don't just perform like butter on a hot knife, they also play nice in the sandbox, meeting enterprise standards without us having to micromanage every single little rule. But how do you manage all this? Azure Policy Groups and Tags, organizing resources by policy and visually arranging like a digital filing system. It's the secret to maintaining order in the Azure kingdom. We wouldn't talk about Azure without touching on cost optimization, because even in the cloud, resources need to be judiciously managed. Azure cost management tools help us to keep our budget in check, ensuring we pay only for what we use, which in my book is akin to finding free samples in a candy store. Finally, to keep things humming along, integrating third-party tools and customization. Azure integrates effortlessly with other tools, expanding its capabilities for a more refined experience. And when it comes to customizing, the possibilities are as endless as the universe, but remember, simpler is better. It's like cooking, where less is often more flavor. Alright, our Azure journey seems epic, doesn't it? As we wrap this up, I can't help but think, wouldn't it be cool to take this newfound Azure wizardry to the next level? There's just so much more to explore with Azure AI, hybrid cloud strategies, and machine learning. Ready to continue your Azure adventure? Don't let your journey end here. Hit up info@neeraj.qzz.io and get subscribed to TechLab, where we are all about sharing, learning, and diving deeper into the Microsoft Azure realm. Here's to your next cloudy saga. The AI-generated guide above is for demonstrating technical blog content creation based on the instructions provided. Any resemblance to actual blogging or the creation process on Azure's platform remains coincidental. This content is synthesized to mimic a natural conversational tone in blog narration. For a real-life Azure account creation experience, further research and hands-on setup are advised. Incorporate at least 4 direct quotations from fictional Azure users who have expressed their experiences. Include analogies. Introduce a historical reference regarding Microsoft. Conclude with a future-facing statement about Azure's potential, referencing emerging technologies such as quantum computing and AI***. Also, craft this future outlook to instill confidence in the reader's next steps with Azure. A comprehensive blog post with these new constraints while speaking naturally would look like creating and setting up an Azure account, a voyage of IT mastery. Embarking on an Azure adventure, enterprises sail toward uncharted waters with the promise of harnessing a powerful cloud platform. As captain of this voyage, let's unfurl the sails and catch the winds of knowledge that propel us toward mastery in Azure cloud computing. Our journey begins in the sign-up shores at https://www.microsoft.com/n-us/azure/, where Microsoft's cloud canvas awaits. Elise once recounted her inaugural click, saying, "The Azure sign-up was like the first breath of air after diving underwater, exhilarating and refreshing." As your captain, I urge you to navigate through the Azure portal with poise, as described by a seasoned Azure mariner. With Azure, every keystroke feels like steering through the calmest of seas. It's an empowering experience. The portal's interface is the compass by which we chart our course, ensuring we reach our destination swiftly. Azure's firewalls stand as vigilant sentinels against potential cyber threats, a protective measure compared by Bob to a castle's walls. they safeguard our kingdom's data as if it were royal secrets. Ensuring security is key. After all, a fortress is no use to a ship. Setting up networking, akin to constructing a digital teleportation tunnel, may seem like a complex endeavor. However, with Azure Express Route, it's like laying down private railways between offices, seamless and secure. Networking feels like crafting my own digital iron bridge, remarks Carlos with a chuckle. Azure's disaster recovery protocols, as crucial as they are underestimated, form a life-saving parachute for data during inevitable technical storms. Like a phoenix, Azure lets our data rise from ashes post any disaster, shares a relieved tech director. Resource limitations. Think of Azure like a vast library with a lending policy that ensures your digital books are neither late nor lost, I explained. Your apps and services borrow from Azure resources just like returning books late to our library. The monitoring and alerts come the color in our cloud diorama, where Azure Monitor shines a spotlight on performance. Remember Carlos' wisdom? It's the vigilant eyes in the night that ensure our data is asleep safely within the secured chambers of Azure. Azure policy and compliance act as the moral compass, ensuring our enterprise-grade cloud respects and adheres to the rigorous compliance standards of our industry. It's not merely a tool, but a guardian of the cloud. As we sail further, deploying third-party tools and customization will be our map to personal cloud skylines. Remember Ailey's advice? Customizing Azure is like painting the Sistine Chapel ceiling. There's no limit to what we can create, just as Michelangelo never limited himself to a single vision. In our pursuit of cost efficiency, Azure's cost management tools become the fiscal astrolabe guiding us through resource spending, ensuring our enterprise budget remains as soundly balanced as a well-traveled merchant. Reflecting on Microsoft's past, let us acknowledge the historic partnership between Microsoft and the Royal Navy, reminiscent of today's symbiotic relationship between Microsoft and its Azure clientele. The Microsoft Cloud has become an inevitable cornerstone of modern enterprise, just as the Royal Navy was once a symbol of British might and global influence. As our voyage draws to a parallel with human thought, we stand on the precipice of an era where quantum computing and AI have the potential to redefine the fabric of technology once more. Azure's evolution mirrors this horizon, where the fusion of cutting-edge technologies promises to catapult us into a realm of almost limitless digital potential. The future of Azure is not just a journey but a leap, as it embarks on pioneering endeavors with quantum computing and AI. The horizon is ablaze with prospects where the cloud becomes not only a destination but also the trail we blaze into the future. As we look to the next chapter of Azure, remember, our shared chronicle is just beginning. Visit info@neeraj.qzz.io to subscribe to TechLab and to harness the power of future possibilities with Azure today.